Oh, fuck, I'm recording. Hello, everybody. My name is Lucas Gray, the Gray One. And I'd like to talk to you about the border. Now, a lot of people would look at you and say, "Oh, yeah, the border doesn't affect me," or what have you. I'm honestly, I'm in a very well. I think there's a couple 100,000 in my fucking town, but the town I grew up in was barely 2,000 when I was a kid. I remember when the first stoplight got in there, then the second stoplight. And then there was a big thing because I came from a town called Orland, and there was a scandal back when I was a little kid with all the cops helping run all the meth through I-5 and all that kind of shit, and got the whole town addicted to drugs and all that kind of shit. And it was cracked down, and all these fucking police officers went to fucking jail. It was fucking funny. But this border thing is a really serious thing, and I live in Northern California by Mount Shasta. I'm not gonna. Well, fuck you. We don't have a problem with Haitians or people eating cats or dogs. Personally, if I fucking saw somebody like fucking trying to eat a cat or a dog, they're gonna get a foot in their fucking ass. I'm not gonna put up with it. You guys can call the cops all you want. I would literally look at you and say, "Hey, call the police. I gotta go put my foot up this dude's ass." I'm not a big guy, but I won't fucking stand for that shit. And so I think you guys gotta look, you guys in Springfield, Ohio, you gotta fucking look yourselves in the mirror. You can't put up with that fucking shit. Oh, you scared that somebody's gonna arrest you? Fuck that. If they're always gonna commit these crimes, fucking off the walls. Just don't call the cops. Just fucking handle your business. Don't call the cops. They're not going to learn. Somebody's going to have to teach them. So fucking give them a lesson. Anyways, fucking border, regardless, or the Haitians or all that fucking shit. I would like to address the true problem with the border. And I get it, mercenary armies and everything like that. I totally get that. And I'm not talking about guns or anything like that. It's like there's a lot, there's an invading country and everything like that. But one of the worst problems is fentanyl. Fentanyl kills people. So let me tell you a story. A story of my nephew, Connor Krantz. Connor was a good boy, angry, could be an asshole whenever he wanted. Nope, I dropped something. Hold on. Could be an asshole all he wanted, but he was a man when he passed. So he had every right to, fucking voice his concerns like every man can. If you're a man, you bitches, you bitches don't get this shit, but when you're a man, you're going to voice your concern. Fucking men will hear you, and fucking, men will either accommodate or they'll fight you. But regardless, men will fucking work it out with you. Fucking women, it's like, especially if you're on fucking pills. Well, I don't know. Let's do this. Let's do that. If you're on fucking pills, just fucking leave it up to the men. Connor was a good boy. He was a good man. I loved him. He had a problem with his father. His father was a no good fucking piece of shit. Still in jail. You want to know how much of the fucking piece of shit that motherfucker is? He learned that his son died while he was in jail. And he didn't have the fucking balls to talk to his mom or his wife, his ex-wife, Connor's mother, my sister. Connor worked at a Walmart in Willows, California. And everybody actually fucking liked him. The Walmart actually in Willows fucking provided all the shit for the celebration of his life. It was fucking sad. No, I'm not. I'm probably putting this all wrong out. But I just need to fucking say something about this. So Connor worked the night shift, and he was an angry kid, but he was living with my mom, so his grandma. And he was renting out a little room in the side of the house that my mom was at. It's family. It's all family property. I got a lot of fucking. I don't want to talk about it, but my mom was outside of town, like on a vacation somewhere else. And he came home that night from his job at Walmart. He had a pet rabbit. He bought a bunch of shit for this fucking pet rabbit, like a fucking new cage and shit like that, and set it all to the side and pulled out a frozen pizza, set it on the counter because he was going to make a pizza. And then went in his room. And I guess he did a bump. Some fucking cocaine or what have you that he bought. Who knows how he got it? My mom came home a couple days later, found a spoiled pizza on the counter, what have you. Didn't bother looking at the room. And you know what? My sister, his mother, while my mom was out, would go to that house and make sure the animals and the fucking chickens and the cats and the rabbit was fed. She walked by that room for like fucking 2 days, not even knowing that her own son was dead in the room right next to her. Didn't know if he was there. He didn't have a car. Did the bus thing. Did the Uber thing or did the friend thing, but he didn't have a car. And so she didn't even know he was in that room. It was his room, so she didn't want to disturb it. That was a respect thing. So my mom got home and fucking found the fucking pizza that had been there for like a day or so. Spoiled. Went, knocked on the door. Nobody answered. She went to bed fucking next day. And she knew because she was living with Connor. She knew his schedule. And she knocked on the door again. And she opened the door and she looked in and he was there laying on the bed. And she closed the door because it was like a fucking weird thing that came over her. And she called my sister Kylie. Kylie is a nurse. And she told Kylie what she fucking thought was going on. And so God bless them. Kylie and Pete came to my mom's house, opened that door, and confirmed that Connor had passed away. Called the police. Now, my family owns an almond orchard. I know you guys call them almonds. They're almonds on the tree, they're almonds on the ground because we knock the hell out of them. My sister Kendall is helping my father with his land. Kylie drives out there and has to tell her that her son is dead. I wasn't there, but I can only imagine the fucking pain. Yeah, it's confirmed. Fentanyl overdose. Fentanyl. My nephew died of fentanyl overdose. He came home from work, threw a pizza up on the side. Thank God he didn't fucking start the oven because my mom didn't come home for a fucking day or so. Went to his room, did a little bump of what he thought was fucking coke, and fucking died of fentanyl. Fentanyl. He loved Captain America. I don't know. Can you fucking see this? That's my fucking nephew. I hold Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Gavin Newsom, anybody that fucking holds this border open responsible for my nephew's death. You enabled his death. You are basically his fucking killer. You should be tried for the death of everybody like that one little girl that was fucking raped and murdered in Texas by those two fucking Venezuelans. Your fucking fault. My nephew died of fucking fentanyl. Your fault. Yeah, you can say, oh yeah, everybody, they make their own choices, what have you. I've never done cocaine. I've never done crank. I've never sniffed a powder up my life, up my nose in my life. You can fucking, I'm an insomniac, true, But you can ask my fucking ex-wife who fucking hates me. I've never fucking done any fucking thing like that. And back in my day, people, would do cocaine and crank all the time, and they had no fucking fear of sniffing it and keeling over dead like my fucking nephew did. And you know what? You want to know what pisses me off the most? You want to know what pisses me off the most about my nephew's death? All right. And so this all happened. I will say it. Fuck it. This all happened in Orland, California, right next to Chico. We're like a half mile fucking, Chico's like a east, like a half mile. Fuck Glenn County, Orland, California. My nephew fucking dies. And I asked my sister, do you have his cell phone? She's like, yeah. Do you know the code, to get into the cell phone? Yeah. Did you give it to the police? No. Did the police ask you for it? No. Get a hold of the police. And she's like, I will. And she did. She tried to get a hold of the police, and they didn't want to fucking look at the phone. They did not want to look at the fucking cell phone. They did, they had access to his text messages and everything. Orland is such a small town. Willows is still a small town. Both these towns are small compared to the towns these days. And the police did not want to look into the phone to see whether or not they could find out how he got that fentanyl. I hope I'm ringing a fucking bell here, because I can goddamn guarantee you, if it was the chief of police or the fucking mayor or anybody else of power and it was their kid that overdosed on fentanyl, they would go through that fucking phone like a fine tooth comb and find out who murdered their child. My sister, my family, we didn't get that. They never looked through his fucking phone to find out who murdered him. Orland, California, the police department, the chief of police, you motherfuckers are scum. You never looked through my nephew's phone to find out who murdered him with fentanyl. You fucking scumbags. I'm going to stop right now, but I'm going to tell you this. One day, I hope you fucking burn in hell along with your whole fucking kin.